Hey folks, how you doing? Papa Joe here. Make another video tonight right quick. Uh, just made one because I had questions about old trucks, cab over, conventional. I talked to one of my new drivers today. He's done graduated and done been with a trainer. Went through a few of them on my advice, and now he's out on his own. Been out for 2 weeks, and he's having a rough time. So you other new drivers, listen up. I had told him when he was out with his trainer, he was telling me what was going on, and they was using him for a team driver, a co-driver. Y'all remember them videos where I was talking about it? And I told him he needed to complain and get a trainer that would train him. He went through 2 or 3, and he did end up with a okay trainer. And I kept asking him and telling him, is he teaching you about trucking? Are you dealing with the shippers and the brokers? Are you talking to dispatch? Are you learning about the Qualcomm? Are you learning about your company's way of doing stuff? And he thought he was being taught. Now that he's out there on his own, he's finding out how little he was really taught. Heed my advice, new drivers. That trainer is supposed to do more than teach you about driving a truck. If you've got your CDLs, you're supposed to already be capable of driving the truck. That part only should need refined or fine-tuned, however you wish to say it. A real trainer is going to help you with your driving, but his main job should be teaching you about trucking, not about driving, about trucking. The driving is one of the smallest parts that you have to learn, and by the time you are with that trainer, it should be the smallest part of what you need taught on. Yes, backing up, blah, 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 that's, you've got to work on that, and he can help you and give you advice. But what about your paperwork? What about communicating with others? What about how to plan your day? What about how to plan a trip? What about pre-planning your trip? How do you figure out when to stop? How do you know what cities is a good city to stop in? What city's a good one to stay away from? One of his issues is not knowing when to stop. You know, do I stop an hour early where I have parking here? Or do I go on in there and maybe not find parking and run out of my 11 hours? That's what they should be teaching you, is time management. How to plan your trip. How to make all this trucking stuff work. Not driving the truck. And I cannot emphasize enough that they need to teach you a lot of stuff away from this steering wheel. If all they're teaching you is how to back up, you're getting shortchanged and you're going to pay for it in the long run. I know. This is one of them things that, unfortunately, is hard for me to explain to you. And it's going to be hard for you to understand it because you don't know what they need to be teaching you. Once again, it's going to be a deal where, like Stone said, he started going back and watching some of my videos again. He had watched them before he went to school. Some of them just didn't make no sense because he wasn't living the lifestyle. Now that he's out here and driving and living the lifestyle, now he's starting to understand some of my videos and what I was talking about. Well, don't be afraid to watch a few of my videos while you're with that trainer. And if I'm talking to you about something and you're not understanding, ask him or her, whoever. Make a conversation of it. And that way they can teach you. They probably don't know how to teach. Teaching is an art. It really is. Not everybody can be a teacher or a trainer. Now, a lot of them get into it for the extra chump change that they can make by training you. Now make them earn it and make them really train you. How do you know what cities to stop in? Do you stop at 10 hours when you see a spot, or do you drive out your 11 and hope to find another one? I can tell you now, it's nothing but experience that can teach you that. And hopefully you have a trainer with experience that can run a few scenarios down for you to help you figure it out. So, like I told this individual today, when he's faced with that question, err in his favor. Because if you take the risk and go for the 11 and you go over, that's a mark on that electronic log against you, a bad mark. You ain't gonna get fired for it and all that shit, but it's still a bad mark that could bite you in the butt down the road if the company gets audited. Too many of those, if they choose to audit your records, will really bring some attention to you and your record. So err in your favor. If you don't know for a fact that you can make it in your 11 hours and that you know you'll have a parking spot, which the only way you're going to know that is to know the area real good or call your shipper or receiver, whoever you're going to, and see if there's overnight parking. You'd be surprised how many places you can ease into to park. But err in your favor. It's your driving record now that you're trying to protect. Now that you hold a CDL, it's your driving record and your career that you're trying to protect. So err on your side, not the company side. I really don't know how to explain it any better than that. Is if your trainer ain't teaching you more than this steering wheel, you need to be talking to them or replacing them. Because this steering wheel is about the easiest part of it. I mean, look at it. They got trucks that don't even need you. They drive down the road. So this is the easy part. Make them teach you about all the other stuff. That's all I got to say about that. I feel like I've repeated myself. Y'all remember, good Lord loves you. So do I. But I'm going to bed. I'm tired. Good night.